52. Wukong greatly disturbed the Golden Helmet Cave. Tathagata reveals in secret the true master. We were telling you about the great sage Sin, who recovered his golden hooped rod and fought his way out of the door. He was filled with delight as he leapt up to the tall summit to face the various gods. "How did you do this time?" asked the Devaraja Li. "By his transformation," said Pilgrim. Old Monkey managed to get inside the cave. That fiend and his subordinates were all singing and dancing, drinking their victory wine. I did not succeed in detecting where he put his treasure, but when I went to the rear of the cave, I heard horses neighing and dragons whining, and I knew that they had to be the belongings of the fire department. The golden hooped rod was leaning against the east wall. Old Monkey picked it up and fought his way out. "You got your treasure," said the deities. "But when could we get back ours?" "It's easy. It's easy," said Pilgrim. "When I have this iron rod, I'll strike him down and recover your treasures for you, no matter what." Hardly had he finished speaking when they heard a great din coming from below the mountain slope, punctuated by the roll of drums and the sounding of gongs. The bovine great king, you see, was leading the various spirits to give chase to Pilgrim, who, when he saw the throng approaching, shouted, "Good! Good! Good! This is exactly my wish. Have a seat, all of you, and let Old Monkey go again to catch him." Dear great sage. Lifting high his iron rod, he met them head-on, crying, "Brazen demon, where are you going? Watch my rod." Using his lance to parry the blow, the fiend scolded him. "You thievish ape! You're indeed ill-behaved. How dare you rob me in broad daylight? You cursed beast," said Pilgrim. "You don't know that you're about to die. You are the one who robbed us in broad daylight with your fillet. Which of these things really belongs to you? Don't run away. Have a taste of your venerable father's rod." What a great battle this was! The great sage displays his might. The demons no longer tame. The two wage a fierce contest, for neither's willing to quit. This one's iron rod seems like a dragon's tail. That one's long lance resembles a python's head. From this one, the strokes of the rod roar like the wind. From that one, the blows of the lance flow like strong currents. You see colored mists close in to darken the peaks, and auspicious clouds hover o'er the woods. The birds in the air all stop their wings. The beasts in the wilds all hide their heads. On the battlefield the little fiends cheer. On this side the great sage rouses himself. His one iron rod that none can withstand has fought throughout the West's 10,000 miles. But that long lance is truthfully his match. Aura ruling Golden Helmet with all success. They meet this time, and they won't leave in peace. Till one obtains a victory they'll never cease. For 3 hours the Demon King fought with the great sage Sun, but no decision could be reached. Soon it was getting dark. Using the lance to hold back the rod, the demon said, "Wukong, you stop now. When it's dark everywhere, it's no time to fight. Let's each of us take some rest. We'll resume our contest tomorrow morning." "Shut up, you lawless beast," scolded Pilgrim. "Old Monkey's just getting inspired. Who cares if it's getting late? I'm determined to find out which of us is better." With a shout, however, the fiend turned and fled, leading all those fiends and their arms back into the cave, after which they had the door tightly shut. As the great sage walked back to the peak with his rod trailing behind him, the heaven deities all congratulated him with these words, "Truly a mighty power equal to heaven. What boundless, what limitless powers. Thanks for the compliments. Thanks for the compliments," said Pilgrim. "We haven't exaggerated in our praise," said Devaraja Li, drawing near. "You are indeed quite a man. The way you fought just now reminded us of the time when you defied the cosmic nets. Let's not revive old gossip," said Pilgrim. After he had fought with Old Monkey all this while, that fiend must be tired. "I won't complain of fatigue. While all of you sit here and relax, I want to go into the cave to find out where he has hidden that fillet of his. I'm determined to steal it and to catch the fiend. Then we can find your weapons so that you all may return to heaven." "It's getting late," said the prince. "Why not rest for the night and go there tomorrow morning?" Laughing, Pilgrim said, "Our little boy is still ignorant of the ways of the world. Who has ever seen a thief starting something in daytime? To sneak inside, one must go during the night undetected. That's how this business is done." Both Fiery Virtue and one of the Thunder Squires said, "Don't talk anymore, Third Prince. This sort of thing may be foreign to us, but the Great Sage is an expert. He has to make use of this time, for the demon is tired and his guard may be down during the night. Let the Great Sage go now. Go quickly. Dear Great Sage." Grinning broadly, he put away his iron rod and leapt down from the tall summit to go once more before the cave. He shook his body once and immediately changed into a small cricket. Truly he has hard mouth, long whiskers, and black skin, with keen eyes and legs forked like branches. Midst bright moon and clear breeze he chirps on the wall, like someone speaking in silent night. He weeps when dew saddens prospect. A proud voice, though halting and faint. The window's pensive guest dreads hearing him. This lodger neath the steps or the bed. Stretching forth his long legs, he jumped up to the door with 3 or 4 leaps and crawled inside through a crack. He squatted near the foot of the wall and, by the light of lamps and torches inside, looked carefully around. The various fiends, young and old, were just wolfing down their dinners. Pilgrim creaked and cricked for a while, and soon after, the fiends finished eating and put away their utensils. After laying out their bedding, all the fiends retired. Not until the time of the first watch did Pilgrim go to the rear chamber, where he heard the old demon give this command. "All the little ones guarding the doors should sleep lightly. I fear that Sun Wukong may change into something to come in here to steal again." Those who were taking turns to stand watch began to beat their rattles or ring their bells. Our Great Sage, however, was most eager to do what he came to do. After he crawled into the bedroom, he found a stone bed, on both sides of which were several mountain ghosts or tree spirits, all powdered and rouged. They were making the bed and helping the old demon to retire. Some were unlacing his boots, while others were untying his robe. After the Demon King took off his clothes, at once the fillet, all ghostly white, could be seen. It was attached to his left shoulder like an armlet made of a string of pearls. Look at him. Instead of taking the fillet off, he pushed it up a couple of times until it was snugly clamped to his shoulder. Only then did he lie down to sleep. With one shake of his body again, Pilgrim changed into a flea with yellow skin. Leaping onto the stone bed and crawling inside his covers, he crept up to the left shoulder of the fiend and gave him a sturdy bite. The fiend was so stung by it that he turned over, shouting, "These slaves! They ought to be beaten more often. They didn't shake the covers, nor did they brush the bedding. Now I've been bitten by I don't know what." He gave his fillet 2 further shoves before dozing off once more. Crawling above the fillet, Pilgrim gave him another bite. Unable to sleep, the fiend sat up, yelling, "I'm itching to death." When Pilgrim saw how carefully he guarded the fillet, refusing to let it leave his body for even a moment, Pilgrim knew that he would not be able to steal it. He leapt down from the bed, changed once more into a cricket, and left the bedroom to go to the rear, where he again heard dragons whining and horses neighing. Behind 2 doors tightly locked, you see, fire dragons and fire horses all hung inside. Pilgrim changed back to his original form as he walked up to the door to exercise his lock-opening magic. He recited a spell and gave the padlock a wipe. Immediately the double patches snapped open. Pushing open the doors, he walked into a room so brightly lit by fire equipment that it seemed like daylight. Several weapons were seen leaning against the east and the west walls. They were the fiend-slashing scimitar of the prince, the fire bows and fire arrows of Fiery Virtue, and the like. In the glow of the light, Pilgrim looked carefully around and saw on top of a stone table behind the door a small basket woven of bamboo. Inside was placed a bunch of hairs. Filled with delight, the great sage picked up the hairs and blew on them 2 mouthfuls of hot air, crying, "Change." They changed at once into 40 or 50 little monkeys, who were then told to pick up the scimitar, the sword, the club, the wheel, together with the bows, the arrows, the lances, the carts, the gourds, the fire crows, the fire rats, and the fire horses, all those things sucked away by the fillet. After they had mounted the fire dragons, they started a huge blaze that burned outward from deep inside the cave. All you could hear were the snapping and cracking, bing bing, bang bang, as if thunderbolts or fire cannons were let loose inside. Those monster spirits, young and old, were utterly terrified. In a stupor, they hugged their blankets or covered their heads, some screaming, some weeping. None of them knew which way to run, and more than half of them were burned to death by the fire. The handsome Monkey King thus returned to his camp in triumph at about the hour of the 3rd watch. We now tell you about Devaraja Lee and his companions on the tall summit. They suddenly saw a bright flare of lights rushing toward them, and then they discovered Pilgrim riding on a dragon and shouting commands to a team of little monkeys as they ascended the mountain. After reaching the peak, he yelled,